What do you think about Kanye West, his relationship with the president, and all the things that are happening around him right now?
I've never liked his music.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Time out. What do you mean you've never liked his music? You're lying. You're lying.
Of women don't concern you.
It's abnormal for women to be progressive.
Interesting.
Or liberal, but it's abnormal for a man to be a liberal or progressive. It's a sign of being a beta male.
I didn't know that.
Because real men are conservative, Republican, and strong in nature. So I'm concerned if you're a liberal or a progressive.
If I became conservative, would I no longer be beta?
You would become alpha.
Wow. Something to think about.
Yeah. How did you become a liberal / progressive? Were you always that way, or did something happen along the way?
No, interestingly, I'm glad you asked that, actually. In high school, I took a lot of...
So before he gets too deep, I obviously 100% disagree with Jesse Lee Peterson, because the term liberal and progressive by nature is fluid. During the Civil War, what did liberal and progressive mean? During slavery, what did liberal and progressive mean? Forget that. 20 years ago, what did liberal and progressive mean? Just 20 years ago, a lot of the people watching this video probably would have been considered more liberal or would have been considered more conservative. So that term in nature, it's just a fluid term. So using the narrative that, oh, if you're not a conservative, you're not a man, or... Come on now, that term, what does it even mean now? I don't even know what a conservative or a liberal is in today's time. I will say this, though. A man who's not willing to fight for what he believes in, a man who just bends willy-nilly and who doesn't stand on logic, that's not, in my opinion, a good man. But saying that if you don't fall under this umbrella of what a conservative is, or you don't fall under this umbrella on what a liberal is, what does that mean? That it's going to mean something different in about 10 years. I promise. It changes so often. And we know this. But nonetheless, let's get into this video.
Sort of standard, what we would call like classical economics.
Yeah.
And classical economics is pretty conservative in a lot of ways. It assumes rational actors participating in the economy. It assumes a lot of stuff that's sort of, right now, more conservative in terms of economics. So I had a lot of those ideas, and I thought that they made sense. And then I learned more about behavioral economics and the work of people like Daniel Kahneman and others who say, economics as we usually teach it is not right. And so that made me question the beliefs that I had sort of assembled over time. And then I was questioning all of my beliefs. So I definitely have had it sort of a shift to the left. I was never a right-winger. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I've definitely moved to the left the more I've become educated about issues.
This is why it's not good to allow children to go to public schools.
Tell me more.
Because they're brainwashing them. And
Well, I didn't go to public school.
They're turning them away from their values.
I didn't go to public school.
Private school, too, if you don't watch out for it.
I'm kidding. I did go to public school.
Yeah. Do your parents know that the school education system had this impact on you? Turned you into a liberal?
Do they know that it had this impact on me?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, they know my political views.
Oh, they do?
They do.
And are they happy with them? Do they
They're very
agree
happy.
with you?
They're very happy.
They
No,
agree?
my mom is the happiest Jewish mom you could imagine. Yeah.
So you've not been married, you're not married or never been married, no kids and all that?
I've never been married, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not currently married, of course, and I don't have children at this time.
Yeah. Do you date?
I do.
And do you find that it's difficult for young men of your age group, to find good women to date?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
The women that you date and have dated, are they controlling?
Now, I do date women exclusively, but how did you know that I date women? It's possible I date men or both, right?
Well, that is possible, but I wouldn't assume that about you.
You didn't assume that then? Okay.
Yeah, unless you tell me.
No.
Do you date men too?
Exclusively women.
Oh. Whew.
Would it be a bad thing for our conversation if I dated men?
Well, it wouldn't be bad for our conversation. It would be interesting.
Okay.
Why don't you date men?
I'm not attracted to men.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I know you do.
You do not see anything wrong with it?
With being attracted to men?
Why not?
Why would it be wrong?
I don't even know where this conversation is going at this point. What are they even talking about? What are they talking about, bro? Get into something else.
No right from wrong?
I think people want to know what's right and what's wrong, but if everybody knew right from wrong, no bad things would ever happen, right?
But how about you? Do you know right from wrong?
I feel like I do.
Right. And so if you knew a female who took off her female body parts and attached a male body part to them, would you think, wow, that's a man, or would you still know that's a woman?
Depends on the person, right? Depends what they look like and sort of how they exist
Well, how
in the
about
world.
a woman that you knew? You knew her very well. She said, David, you and I are good friends. Today I'm going to become a man.
Okay.
I'm going down to the doctor's office there and have some male body parts attached.
Right.
Would you think that your friend is a woman or a man?
I mean, my reaction would be radical empathy. I would say, oh, wow, that's a major change. Like, what's going on that's making you want to do that? And I would listen to them with empathy.
But would you know it's still a woman, or would you think it's a man? Would
Hard
you
to say.
think it's a man?
Hard to say. I mean, every person's different, right?
I'm talking about you.
No, I mean, every other person. I don't know what they would be like, what it would be like to be with them.
But what would you think?
I don't know.
Would you still, like, I would still know that that's a woman.
Right.
I don't care how many male body parts she's attached.
Right.
It's still a woman.
Okay.
But would you consider it might be a man? Would you think of it as a man?
Would I think of it as
The problem with, what's his name? David Pakman, in this specific question, or maybe in general, don't really know him, is that he's not giving any direct answer. And that's why he will lose a lot of people on this question. He's not giving any direct answer. What do you mean? Everything can't live in the gray area. And I get it. I really do get it. You're not trying to offend anyone. You're trying to, still remain correct and not give into what Jesse Lee Peterson's asking you. But, bro, you have to eventually, give a more direct stance on something, I guess.
a man?
Right.
It's a person, right? I don't say
Right.
it.
It's a female. But would you think of the female as a man?
We'd have to meet and see what it's like.
You
right?
already know her. You grew up with her. She's a good friend.
Right, but this is imaginary.
Would you think it's a man or a woman?
I have no idea.
Amazing. You don't believe in God. Where do you get your values from?
Where do I get my values?
Yes.
Culture, family, science.
Interesting. I wanted to ask you about, let me first ask, do you have anything to ask me? Any questions anything you disagree with me about?
Well,
we had our little
of course
thing
we
where
disagree, but...
Like, what do you disagree with me about?
What do we agree about? I don't know that we agree on anything.
Like what, for example?
Economics, social issues, gay marriage. I don't know. Do we agree about anything?
Well, it sounds like we don't.
Yeah.
I asked you, did you date girls? And you said, well, why would you assume I date girls?
It's interesting that you assumed that. Yeah.
Should I assume you date boys?
No.
Oh, because it's normal to assume you date girls until otherwise.
Statistically speaking, you're right. Yeah, most people are heterosexual. Yeah.
So was I wrong for assuming you date girls?
I'm not at all offended, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just found it interesting.
But
What?
it's interesting that a straight man would make that.
No,
Would bring that up.
the
because-
reason was you've called me a girly man so many times. Remember
that's
we
because
talked about
you're
that?
weak.
Oh, okay.
That's because it's not because I think you.
That I'm gay.
Right.
Got it. Glad we clarified.
Oh. I got to ask you about Kanye West. What do you think about Kanye West, his relationship with the president, and all the things that are happening around him right now?
I've never liked his music. I think he has significant...
Whoa. Time out. What do you mean you've never liked this music? You're lying. You're lying. You like Kanye West music. Because let's start here. And how did I even this? If you guys don't know me, I used to react to a lot of music. And I'm not the biggest Kanye West fan, but to sit here and say you didn't like his music, you're just objectively not telling the truth. The reason I wasn't a big Kanye West fan is because I didn't really like the way he rapped, but that guy makes good music. He's a producer first. He makes the beats sound amazing. He has 10 out of 10 beats. So if you don't like Kanye West music, what does this tell me? I don't mean you love it, but if you don't like it at all, none of it, you don't like rap music, bro. You do not like rap music. And that's okay. But don't try to sit here and say his music was never good. That is just not true. That's not accurate.
It appears that he's off his medicine, and I've never heard him say anything particularly interesting.
So you see him the way I see Ford. Christine Ford.
I'm not sure.
It looked as though she left her medication at home too.
I wouldn't be able to say.
Yeah, but how come you can't see she's mentally off, or appears to be mentally off, but you think that Kanye West is mentally off?
Didn't see it that way.
Why not?
That's my perception.
What has he done to give you that impression?
I mean, did you see the video of him in the Oval Office?
Yes.
I'm not a mental health professional, but the mental health professionals I've spoken to, including many in my family, identified that he seemed manic, bipolar, and generally off. And he did say, at some point, I think he said something about being off his medication. So I think it's pretty widely established.
What did he do to imply that? Those things about
I just
him?
told you.
Right, you say he seemed that way, but what was he doing to imply that?
Again, his manic nature, his inability to sort of sit still, have a normal conversation, swearing in the Oval Office, looking around very anxiously, nervously, saying things that don't make sense, saying slavery was a choice. I mean, you know.
So you thought that slavery was a choice, was a don't make sense comment?
I thought it was inaccurate.
Really? Why?
Because slavery is not a choice.
Amazing. And speaking of the Great White Hope, what do you think of the president now? He's been there almost 2 years. What's your impression of him today?
It's embarrassing.
In what way?
Well, all of the countries that are traditional allies are no longer even including the United States in important conversations because Trump just doesn't understand anything. He embarrasses himself time and again. It's a real, you know, this program is the fallen state. I feel like the office of the White House is in a fallen state.
And so that's why you say the president, you don't like him because of the reason you just gave me?
No, you asked me how I thought he was doing.
Right, give me something real.
That's all real. I mean, give me an area.
Is there anything you're happy with him about?
There's one thing I like, okay, which is that in the tax plan that he did, he lowered. Did you follow the tax plan?
Somewhat.
Okay. He lowered the threshold at which point medical expenses become deductible. So you now can spend a smaller amount on medical expenses.
Forget this debate about Trump and Biden and all that stuff. I just want to give a personal opinion because I'm unsure I like the way media is really going. I shouldn't have to give what I'm happy about. I shouldn't have to always play the middle ground. I know sometimes I personally play the middle ground when it comes to politics because I genuinely believe good and bad things happen on both sides. But if you're somebody like David Pakman, which you are a super, super strong left-leaning person, or you're someone like Jesse Lee Peterson, where you're a super, super strong right-leaning person, sometimes you got to stand on business. Sometimes, and I know I might be wrong, people might disagree with me. You have to say, I don't like nothing they're doing. I don't like anything they're doing. I don't like nothing that's going on in society right now. Because that's how loyalty works to me. And I may be a little delusional in that, but I think that's how loyalty is. Because if you look at it like a family, you're going to be 100% loyal to your family. And sometimes when I look at online discourse, we always got to play the middle ground and cater to both sides. And I'm just like, bruh, sometimes you shouldn't have to do that to cater to everyone's feelings. But I'm going to end this video here. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. My name is LFR Jojo, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.